Well, distinguished guests, dear friends, I feel a bit of a fraud because you've all been coming up and saying happy birthday. Well, it was many months ago, you know, and all this time, Anthony here has been preparing a celebration for that birthday. You know what it says in the Bible? The span of a man's life is 70 years, or 80 if he's strong. So all of you who are 80, you can look up. I got a rather amusing card from someone who said this little poem. Now I'm 80, there's much I haven't done. Would you please keep me till I'm 81? and now I'm 81. I've got a lot to do. Could you mind just keeping me till 82? It goes on and on and on. But I'm really very privileged to be here this evening. I'd like to thank, first of all, the Hungarian ambassador for, and you know, being in this lovely embassy, I feel a bit like a bit of Europe, you know, the old Austrian-Hungarian Empire and all that. And Hungary has a special place in my memory because I was ordained a priest in 1956, and my mother and father, and my 4 brothers and sister came out to Rome, where I was ordained, and it was the end of October, early November, and one of my brothers was a regular soldier, and suddenly, halfway through the visit, a message came through because of the Hungarian Revolution, and indeed the Suez crisis, that he had to return to his regiment. So the little holiday we were having in Sorrento, well, for him, it had to be cut short. For us, we just continued. But I've always had a special affection for Hungary, and some years ago was happy to go to Esztergom and know the great traditions of your country. So thank you so much for hosting this celebration this evening. It's rather strange to be 80, you know. You begin to look at the world with a certain tranquility and I suppose a little bit of wisdom of what's happening. And one of the things I suppose I'm quite glad about tonight is, as I've said, there's a bit of Europe here. And what you said about the foundations of Europe in terms of civility, of Christian heritage, and all those things, I feel very, very strongly. I feel very strongly also about the role of Britain in Europe. But I'm not going to talk about that. I was listening to Ken Clark this morning, and he said more or less the same thing. But no, I think Britain has a hugely important part to play, not only in Europe but beyond. In a strange way, I found in the Church that Britain, and England perhaps in particular, punches above its weight in many ways because of its heritage, its tradition, the royal family, the language, all sorts of things which are very, very important. So, and I want to just say thank you to the Constantinian Order for honouring me, but also I just want to say that I value much the good that they do, and for the deprived and for the needy, and also something that's extremely important in our day, and that is what we call interfaith relations, interfaith dialogue, because that's important not only to discover what we have in common with people of other faiths, but also to promote peace in our world. And each one of us, in a very small way, has a part to play in that. And I think that the Order and the people who belong to the Order should have a kind of fundamental view of life. I was reading in my breviary today those wonderful words of Moses to his people. He said, the Lord puts before you life and death, blessing and curse. And he goes on for a bit about choosing the ways of the Lord or other paths. And then he says at the end, choose life, and you and your kindred will live. And So I think it's this choice of life in all its richness, a life that only becomes truly life when it's lived in those lovely words of the Beatitudes, when we try to be poor in spirit and meek and humble and merciful and seek justice. And I think that the Order, Constantinian Order, play their part in a very important way, and all of you do, in those particular Beatitudes which form us as Christians and form us in service to the world. I'd particularly like to thank Anthony Bailey. He's not only for preparing this, but for what he does for the Constantinian Order. It's been built up over these past years, and much of it is due to Anthony's hard work, ceaselessly seeing people, meeting people, going around the world to foster not just the growth of the Order, but through the Order to do good to other people and to the needs of our world today. So, my dear friends, thank you very much for coming this evening to wish me a very belated birthday. So I'm really happy to be here. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Ambassador, for your hospitality. And may I wish you in return many happy returns for all of you. And may you reach 80 and beyond. Thank you very much.